So are you an aspiring VTuber? Because Michi over here has a very big advice to all the VTuber out there. I wanna take a look at that. I wanna see what the hell Michi has to say.
This doesn't sound like a really nice advice, but this is you'll thank me later kind
She's
of
gonna tell you to stop streaming.
advice, okay? Know who your friends really are.
Ooh,
I know that
I
sounds
have no friends.
bad, but when you want to start VTubing or when you start streaming, right? Know who are your friends' friends and who are just like, okay, friend, you know? Here's the thing, right? When you're streaming or when you're a content creator, when you're a VTuber, etc., your life is public. Whether you like it or not, you can try and keep some stuff private, but a majority of your life will be public. The shit you do, the things you like, your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes, everything. People...
That is actually true. It's kind of weird to think about that. Like, I don't realize it that often, but like I'm live a lot. I post a lot of videos. I post a lot of tweets. I post a lot of this and that. Like most of the shit I'm doing is out there.
Will know. So keeping that in mind, if you can keep things private, keep them private. Not everything has to be public.
Yup.
I overshare a lot. That is very true. I tend to overshare a lot, but I have a lot of things that I am very like private about that I don't talk to anyone about, right? It's not something bad. It's just like those things that you don't really want the public to kind of... It's not that you don't want the public to know. It's just you don't want the public to have an opinion about it, you know? Because when you talk about stuff, right? Let's say you talk about how close you are with someone, or you're talking about your family relationships to a detail, like super detailed. People will have opinions.
I mean, people will judge you for anything you do. They'll judge you for who you are, who you're related to, who you are talking to, who you're associated with. Bro, I got recently judged for being friends with like, I know this has been talked about, like this guy's been talked about a lot recently, but like I'm just taking this because it's the most recent example of this. Actually, I'll take two examples. So whenever you show like whenever you say, for example, whenever I say that I don't want to have any form of drama or anything like that, I want to just chill, I was just yap about random stuff, I just want to have fun, I'll suddenly have people that will try to spawn drama around me. And other thing is that people will be also two-faced of your own opinion if I'm doing, for example, React, because they will have like a weird view for you be doing React, but they will not have a weird view for somebody else that are doing React if they're bigger. You know what I mean? That it's like there's a lot of like different ways people will judge you, and this is just one random stupid way they will judge you. Numbers change apparently the perspective some people are. And also in another way, I have known a streamer called Asmongold or Zakra for like 5 years now. It's been ages, and like I know them before I even became a VTuber. But people in the back have judged me, and also I've saw a lot of people unsub whenever they knew I had any relationship to him on YouTube. And same with VTubers that I know, that I've talked to, and that also I have kind of reacted to, have also had have kind of like kept it hidden, and are whenever they figure out that I had an association with them, are not that happy about doing that. And it's like a lot of things like that exist. A lot of things you do associating with somebody, as action you do. If you talk about something about a family and you say and share anything like that, if you share you like this or you want to do that, everybody will judge an opinion about you on every move you do. So anything you post, if you post a lot of this and that, people will have a weird opinion about you regardless. And it is weird. I don't care that much. The problem is that I just don't care enough, but I can understand by someone that really thinks about this a lot. And you should think about it. You should worry about what you post. And I do think about what I post, but I don't think too much about like what people think about in themselves regarding me. I just like, you know, I just do me. People don't like what the fuck I'm doing or who I'm. I can't do anything about that.
You can never stop people from having an opinion.
Yes.
What you can do is not tell them.
Yeah.
So that's technically two advice. One, keep the private things extra private.
I think that people should also like think about their opinion about things that have unrelated matter to you. Like, for example, if I start, like, let's say I'm American, right? And I start out of the blue, I'm a damn VTuber, and I start saying, vote Trump, vote Kamala Harris, like starting over talking about politics that has nothing to do with whatever I'm doing, or I'm starting to meddle in professions that I have no association with, and I start talking about it online, like, these guys are doing it bad. This thing is so much better, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, these kind of things, like, I think that that's a necessary commentary and necessary, like, talking points that nobody should really, there's no reason to talk about this. And if you went through something, you went through a situation, you don't have to share that every day on your Twitter. Like, let's say you had a situation at your gym or something happened in real life. You don't have to share every single moment, because some people will do that. Everything that happens in their life, they will share it instantly. They tweet about it. If they met somebody, they will tweet about it. Something weird situation happened at the bus, they will tweet about it instantly. And everything you do will be judged upon that kind of like platter like that. I would kind of keep things, if you want to be a VTuber, I think, or a streamer, I think you should think about that a little bit, that you should have some form of like, you should share some things that make you seem at least like some human, but keep in mind that you should probably not, this is not like a normal social platform. You're a content creator, right? You should kind of like keep in mind what you're posting.
Everything has to be public. 2, know who your friends are, because these friends, if you tell them stuff, right, you're telling them very private information about yourself.
Yeah, I've thought about this, by the way, and I think that with my friends, I can tell them whatever, I can joke with them, whatever. And I've thought to myself, I bet I have a lot of things that a friend can just like turn around and be like, oh my God, look how horrible it looks. And I bet everybody has those scenarios, even like anybody. I think anybody has any scenario like that. And I can get that if you're like starting to get very comfortable with someone random, a random streamer or a random VTuber, and you don't really know if they're like a real friend. They can really just turn anything against you to get more likes on Twitter. Like, a lot of people do that. I don't know anybody in VTubing. I know somebody, like, kind of. I think they're like kind of nice, but I don't really know anybody close in the space at all.
Very private struggles, or
yeah, I have no friends.
Anything, you know, anything that's private and supposed to be private. If you don't know them well enough, they can use it against you one day. See, exactly. This is exactly the thing. They will go, like, it doesn't matter if it's months ago. The people can use it anytime. Okay. And I know that sounds horrible, but that is true. It is true. There are a lot of people, not a lot, but there are people that will... Apparently there are a lot, but I don't really know. I have not seen a first glance, but judging by what I've been told and I've been talking to, it's apparently a lot of people. And if you look at Twitter one day, like look at Twitter for a month on like VTubing space, how often do you see like a VTuber call out someone else for the most heinous bullshit? Like, it happens all the fucking time. I don't know, like in this short career, I've like seen like over 100 cases like that. It's crazy. So it can always happen. I think the best thing is, regardless of which one content creator you're talking about, if you should all be respectful, kind, and just chill out and vibe, and don't say anything crazy. Don't push the joke boundary to see if they will be more into it. Don't tell them too much private shit. Just talk about like the content and shit like that, and maybe talk about chill stuff. I don't know. Kind of just, you know, use your things against you if it seems to be the best choice for them. Yup. So they're not bad people. It just, there are, right? Like, you're not actually that close with them in the first place. So, I know this is bad, but this is my genuine advice. If you want to start streaming, you want to start VTubing, this is your first time doing it, network as much as you like. Just make sure you know who your real friends are. The people that stick with you during the hard times, the people that support you when they have nothing to gain. You remember those people. Don't remember like, oh, this person that has clout is my friend. No, that is just a person with clout. And it's fine to say it. Like, if you see me as like, oh, this is where I get my clout from. Like, this is where I get... And this is why I could say some content creator, like, I don't know many, but this is how I could say like one content creator is a friend. It's because some people have gone out of their way to help me for no reason. You know, just because they want to help you because they're a friend. Like they'll take you, they'll do something for you, you know. And I think those are the some moments where you're not asking for something and they're trying to help you with something. That's the moments you know that they're more like they're more of a friend instead of being asked for. Because like I think that in a space like this, most things has to be asked for.
I think that most people think has to be asked for, or stuff like that. If it isn't, they will never ignore you. But real friends like are there for you whenever you need them.
My viewers from this, where I get like promoted from, that's fair, right? That doesn't mean I'm your best friend.
True.
You don't know each other that close yet. Don't just randomly trust a stranger. You know, in the internet, right? Like with the internet, man, trust is very, very blurred.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So trust your gut. When, like, you gotta remember, these people are still strangers by the end of the day. Until you really, really know them, my advice is not to tell them anything that you don't want anyone to know about. Like, keep your friends really close. Remember the people that were there for you when you needed it the most and they didn't gain shit from. Those are the people you should never let go of. Aside from that, use your own wisdom, you know what I mean? But honest advice is, yeah, keep things private. Public, fine. But like, if you can keep things private, keep it private. If you don't want people to give an opinion, don't let people know. That's fine. The world doesn't have to know your business. I know there are people that are like, wait, why aren't you being transparent? You don't need to know that. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to
There's a different things about being transparent about something and telling you their entire life. Like, I'll be transparent of how I feel about the situation related to streaming, but I'm not going to be transparent about how I feel in life. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be transparent about how I feel about like a family situation, or about like my job or personal life. I'll be transparent about how I feel about like the content stuff going here and YouTube and stuff like that, because that's associated with it. But I'm not going to take the rest and be transparent. Y'all don't want to hear about that. Maybe some do, but like, that's not the point. Like, why should I share that? There's no reason for it. You're there to be entertained. So there's a good there are moments where you're transparent. Like, for example, I get a sponsorship, right? I'll say I'm getting money for this. This is sponsorship. W, thank you guys so much for sponsoring me. Guys, check it out. That's awesome. I'm not gonna lie about saying that, like, for example, like, well, what if this is a sponsorship I don't think is good, and I'm just gonna that's a weird one. But like, point B is that I want to say that I think that you should always be transparent about your viewers about crafts you're doing on stream or doing on as a content creator. It's the best thing to be transparent about, because I think everybody appreciates it, and whenever you're not meddling around the subject, nobody can think about anything else or think about anything negative around it. But whenever you're just trying to be transparent about your entire life, that's when things get complicated and people will judge you on every manner, and people have now fuel to also use against you.
That's realistic.
Hello.
When, let's say it's like, oh, chat, I have an argument. This is an example. I didn't have an argument, right? It's like an example. I just had a big argument with my mom.
No, when I meant sponsor, I like, what if you take a sponsor you don't really like a game, and like, you wouldn't say you don't like the game, but I would just say, bro, I'm getting paid, man. It's a sponsor. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's some people will lie about that and say they love the game and it's the best thing ever, or they love the product, you know, and they ignore the fact that they're being paid. Like, not say that much. You know what I mean?
And then I decide to go on stream and like tell chat about it. I'm like, chat, I had an argument with my mom. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate my mom.
True.
The things you say, you can't ever take back. And now there's like genuine digital proof of how you feel.
True.
You know, like, if you say like, I hate my mom, I never liked her, blah, blah.
That's crazy you said that.
One day, let's say you want to like fix your relationship with your mother, and then it's like kind of developing.
You should use your chat as a psychiatry session to figure out ways to fix your relationship with your mother. That sounds like great content, man.
Telling chat about like, oh, actually, I've reached out to my mom. We're kind of like, you know, working on it.
What?
There are communities that are wise enough to be like, oh, good on you. But there will be people that are like, wait, you shouldn't. Like, she doesn't deserve your forgiveness. She doesn't deserve this. You shouldn't be friends with her. You shouldn't be closer with her.
Friends with your mom.
You had an argument one time, blah, blah, blah. And that will sway your mentality. That's your life. That's your choice. Whoever you want to be friends with, whoever you want to keep in your life, that is your choice. But now you have a digital footprint, and people now have an opinion. And now, one day in the future, they're like, fuck, I should have been closer with my mother. Why didn't I talk with my mom? Who are you going to blame?
Chat.
You know? So, my best advice, if you can keep it private...
Start screaming into the air. Fuck you, chat.
Keep it private. Sometimes people's opinion may not actually help. Sometimes they want to look out for you, but that is not the best, right? Having an opinion from one person you trust is probably the best choice. Getting opinion from hundreds of people who don't really know everything about you and you don't know anything about them, not the best advice. So, yeah. And that's coming from me. Like, I overshare a lot. Like, I am a very big TMI person. I share a lot of my shit, right? When I do something, I tell chat, I'm like, oh, chat, this happened, that happened. But I still shut the fuck up. You know, I don't tweet my problems. There's a difference there. When I have my problems, I don't tweet about it. I don't go like, guys, this is like, I'm gonna be real with you. This happened and I'm blah, blah, this bad, blah, blah. I don't do
I might be rude, but I don't really want to hear from streamer about his, her, or in real life shit like I'm gonna do with this information. I couldn't help, bro. I feel bad for you, but what next? The thing is that a lot of people do actually farm sympathy. Or like if it's a negative thing, a lot of people do farm sympathy and that's their main content. But I completely agree, man. Like, I'm viewing this in a way of content, right? Why the fuck would I start talking about this when people are here to be entertained? I'm here to yap and entertain and make people's day better. I'm not here to trauma dump about some bullshit. And the problem is that there's a lot of people, a lot of CCs that are like that, that do trauma dump, that do tells a lot of things and farm sympathy. And that's the only way they can be irrelevant because they don't have any content. And I'm not thinking about anything specific right now. I'm just thinking as a whole because I can't even actually think about someone specific. But I've seen it before many times on different kind of scenarios. But it is what it is. I just view it as a consumer because I've been a viewer for a long time. Bro, my Twitch account from 2011. I got this Twitch account when I was a kid. I watched Twitch for ages. Now I'm not being a streamer for ages, and I can understand as a viewer. I think that's my biggest old. I'm not that old, but my Twitch account is really fucking old. I just made it when I was a kid, but the thing is that I think that is one of my biggest benefits of being a streamer now. I think that a lot of people should use that if they want to be streamers. Think as a consumer. Think as a viewer. Watch your own shit and think for yourself for a second. Is this entertaining? Think about the content you're doing. Is this entertaining? And I think that's my biggest value in the factor of maybe I haven't streamed since 2016 and had the blow up time, but I have consumed so much. I've been a viewer for so long, a moderator, and just generally talking to a lot of like chat rooms and chatters and viewed stuff that I can think the way a viewer thinks and the viewer enjoy. And I can realize and look how things are to understand if this is entertaining or not. And that's like one of extremely big thing that a lot of streaming got to figure out.
Because people will have an opinion. And it's not that it's a bad thing to do. It's just sometimes the opinion fucking sucks. It's just...
Your opinions suck. Invalid. You know? It's ass.
It will sway you subconsciously. Don't let other people dictate your life. It's your choice. Whoever you
Elise are old and first thing that pops up is Tulio. I mean, he's our ancient being.
Choose to keep in your inner circle, that is completely your choice.
He's an ancient man.
This advice is mostly about relationships. Right? Not as in dating in general. Like relationships with your friends, relationships if you have a partner, then your partner, your family members. Those people, you don't have to talk about it. It's fine to not talk about it. You know?
True, I agree with Michi. I agree 100%. I think that's a big thing. Now, I have no friends. But I completely get what she's saying. I think you should take that with even your real life friend. Like, I mean, you can always think about it. I've thought about it. It's kind of funny to think about, but like, it's at the same time, it's very, it's a good learning experience, and it's definitely something you should evaluate whenever you meet new streamers or VTuber or content creator. That just even though you guys played once or played a few times or talked a few times in chat, does not mean you are friends, and does not mean you should share every life detail with them. But yeah, that's a good advice. W Michi, I appreciate that. That's good. I think more people need to hear those kind of things. Like the video if you liked it. Tell me down below what you think about this. Are you a CC? Are you thinking about being CC? Does these tips help you? Because I might do some more of these if you want to. But yeah, sub to the channel if you want to watch more React, and come by my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/adley, if you want to yap about stuff. I'll see you guys around. Take care, have fun, and yeah, peace.